Right, welcome to Tackle Tarts. It's the first fish of the session, an absolutely jet black linear mirror. As you can probably tell from the look of this fish, well, I'm back on Tanners, I'm at home for a week, and then I'm back down to Sparshot. So I think this is the only session I'm going to get this week, so let's see if we get a few more fish. Just landed into a cracking little rig, just a KD rig, what I've showed you millions of times, with a balanced 2T Slayer pop-up on it. So we'll get him back and see if we can get some more. Well, it's about an hour since I had that carp, and I've had a bream on the other rod, about £3, something like that. So I've rechucked that one, and I'm just about to rechuck my right hand rod just to refresh the baits on them. You've got to keep your rigs sort of freshened up at this time of year, because the carp, the senses aren't quite as good as they would be in the warmer weather. So you've got to have your baits, you know, like quite strong smelling, so they know where they are. And but the water is quite clear, and my baits are orange, so they should be able to find them quite easily. But what I'm doing is I've run out of PVA mesh, and I quite often do that. And I know a lot of other people do. They're not very prepared like I am, but I've run out of PVA mesh, and with KDs you've got to be really wary of the hair tangling around the hook, because if it does that, then the rig's rendered useless. So what I've done is I've made a stringer, and you think, well, a stringer, you just hook it on or tie it on or whatever you do, and it won't do anything for the hair to stop it tangling. What I normally do is tie a second piece of PVA tape around the hair and the hook as well, and that'll trap it so it doesn't tangle. But the water's really cold. I'm not too certain that a knot on the hook would melt, and I don't really want a knot sticking on my hook. So just to make sure, what I did was I've made a stringer very similar to this one, which is two 12mm tooty boilies cut in half, just threaded onto a piece of PVA tape, the thin kind. It's I think it's the Corded Quick Melt stuff. That's the 5mm. They do two varieties. I've chosen the 5mm because it really does melt quickly. So that's all you're really worried about this time of year, the melting time of your PVA. So and then I've put it on the rig like this. As you can see, there's the half bakes are there, and the pop-up that I'm using on the hair is just sticking out the bottom. And what I did was I tied the stringer, make sure that all the baits are bunched together, which isn't normal for your making stringers. You normally want to have a gap between the two. So what I did was I made sure they're bunched together, and then you tie them quite tight. Oh, that's a tape. I'm gonna have to leave it. Right, sorry for that interruption. I've got a nice mirror in the net now, one of the cracking old characters from the lake. I think I've had him before, but I wasn't filming when I caught him, so I'll show him on the camera straight after I've cast out this rig out. And now you know how to put the PVA together. You won't be worried about your knots congealing on your hook. So that's the way you do your stringers for KDs. And we'll get that fish out and see how big he is. See how big he is. I think he's normally around £12, something like that. But he's a cracking old mirror, proper old. So I'll show you him. There he is. He's coming at £11. But he's one of the old warriors in the lake. Got a bit of scarring on his head there. You can see. Cracking fish. And great result for this time of year as well. They do it any size at this time of year, really, don't they? As long as you can get out and catch them. So let's quickly show you the little patch that he's got. Just move a bit closer to the camera. Got a little patch on his side there, and I quite often call him the patch mirror. It's cracking looking fish, eh? He's blind in this eye that's facing towards me, so he's a right old character, this guy, and won't cause him any more trouble, and we'll get him back and get the rod back out. Hopefully it won't be too long until we get another one. What a cracker. Right, here's the rig I caught that cracking 11-pound mirror on. Got a leg clip with a small 1.5 ounce pear lead on, then a short leg core leader with a flying back lead on the top of it. Hook link, I've got end trap, which has got a perfection loop nut in the end attached to a quick link with a bit of silicone over it. Moving down the hook link, which is about 8 inches long, we have a large piece of tungsten putty about an inch away from the hook, which has a balanced Slaybaits 12mm tooty pop-up. It's just trimmed down so it syncs with the weight of that shot. The hook is a size 8 curve shank with a small piece of shrink tube over the eye and a small size rig ring about opposite the point. That piece of putty helps drag the hook point down in the fish's mouth and make sure you nail him in the bottom lip, just like that 11-pounder was. So I'm hooking on a 2-bait stringer onto this one, and I'm just flicking it out into the middle, into the deep channel, and I'm throwing about 5 baits around each cast. So I'll get on with that now and see if we can get some more. No sooner I've got the rod back out, I've got another one, a lot smaller this time, maybe 2-3 pounds, but what a cracking looking fish. Look at the colours on that. We'll get him back and get the rod back out and see if we can get some more. Hopefully another double. Well, it's just starting to rain, and hopefully that'll tip the carp into feeding mode, and we'll hopefully get some more. I'm hoping that they'll be still in this water because the lake was only frozen. It was still frozen yesterday, but during the night it's obviously been quite mild and it's melted the ice off, and the water is still really cold. So hopefully, since I'm fishing in about 7 foot of water, the temperature will still be reasonably high. I think it's once you get below 8 foot, I think the water always stays at 4 degrees, which is quite a comfortable temperature for fish at this time of year, especially if the rest of the lake's like 3 foot deep or something and they're in like nearly sub-zero conditions. So hopefully the fish will be in this area still. And literally that rod went off before I'd even put the boilies round it. But I just sat down to get some, and then it went off while I was sat down just getting some out the bag. So quite a quick result. Shows how quick the PVA tape melts though, because that was only in the water for about 1.5 minutes. So as you can hear, the geese have started their usual yearly ritual, so I'll have to put up with that for the rest of the day. But I don't mind, as long as I keep catching carp all day, I'll be perfectly fine. So we'll see how it goes. I just lost one on the right hand rod. Just on the KD with just the two baits cut in half on it. It fell off halfway in, and brought the rig back, and the hook was slightly blunt, so I've changed the rig on that. Just make sure when you're fishing with your rigs, just check your hook point after every fish. That went out fine. The hook point was fine, but then when I wound it in, it was blunt. I don't know what happened. Maybe there was a bit of rock or something on the bottom where it landed, and it just blunted the hook a bit and it didn't go into the fish's mouth properly. So what I've done is I've just tied up a new rig, put it on there and just put it back out again, hopefully in the same spot. It was a proper aggressive take, but it did feel like a very small fish. So I'll answer James's text now. What I've just got, he's on his target water at the moment, which I should be on when I come back from Sparsholt. So I'll see you in a bit, hopefully with another fish. Oh, I'm just about to recast. Just the left hand rod, the right hand rod I had a little bit of an inquiry on before and hit into nothing, so I don't know what happened there, but I've recast that one. So I'm just going to recast the left and see if I can get some more fish. Not seen any showing or anything like that. Literally it's just been so dead, all I can hear is geese and them flapping about all over the swim. Don't think we're doing any fish any harm, but hopefully I'll be able to get one. I think I've got about 3 hours left, something like that. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of the afternoon. Those splashes, you can see a roach. I think it's quite a large shoulder of them. Or is there some sort of hatch or something on the surface here? And they're giving it a go. Normally happens in the winter, this. It's quite weird. Still no action on the rods. Another half an hour and then I'm packing up. Hopefully I'll get one. So we'll have to see. Right, well unfortunately I'm going to have to go pack up now and go home, but I've had a great day, caught some fish, so that's all that matters really at this time of year, isn't it? So hopefully next time you see me I'll be back down south, but you will have to wait a while for the videos unfortunately, so be patient, they will be on eventually. So until next time, tight lines and I'll see you soon.